Welcome back everyone, and today will be an updated chocolate squishy collection. This is all that is left of my chocolate squishies. I feel like there was a lot more the last one I did, so I figured I'd do an update. First is this Cutie Creative toast. I'm not sure if this counts because it's technically not scented, but it does have that chocolate-esque bread look to it, so I count it. Then I have this Hello Kitty donut. Here is the tag. And I've had this one for a long time. Back when I first started squishy collecting, as you can see, the paint is kind of flaked off there. But I genuinely really like this one. I don't know what it is, just the uniqueness of it with the chain and everything. This one kind of counts. This is the Sammy the Patissier Repro version of the Halloween cream puffs. Chocolate version. My all-time favorite squishy. I just love it. I've kept it in the package because it did have a scent, which I was not expecting it to, so to preserve that I kind of kept it in the bag. I'm planning to repack it into a newer bag once I get those in. Went to a lot of trouble to get this one, so I'm really proud of owning that one. Then I have this Ibloom little hedgehog chocolate version. He does not smell anymore, but he makes for a great stress squishy just because of his shape. I kept him on my desk for the longest time. He just has some paint flake. He doesn't smell like anything anymore, but he's still really cute. Are these still around? This is the Hammy Sweet Life little hamster chocolate version. The Ayama Tokyo cake roll. This is also by Ibloom, but it's really old. And as you can see, I repacked it. It's so nice. The Ibloom chocolate banana. Just an FYI, I do still have the packaging to a lot of these. I just repacked them because they just look so much nicer that way, but here's what the bags look like. They don't look as special when the squishy's not in them. The newer version of the Ibloom bagels, chocolate version. This one I highly, highly recommend. It is so good smelling. In fact, I think I have two of these. The other one is in storage. This one I repacked for easier squishing, but it's so slow and it smells amazing. It still smells really good. Another oldie, this is the Ibloom Ayama Tokyo chocolate churro. It has the indentation of the chain right there, so I recently did repack this. I still have the original bag, but I prefer to keep it in this, that way the ball chain doesn't tamper with it. And this was my first chocolate squishy ever, and it made me fall in love with them. This started it all. This J-Dream chocolate toast. J-Dream made a couple of these. I don't remember which series this one is from. I think it's from the second round of toasts that they made. And this one actually did have a scent. It smelled really good, but I don't think it has a scent anymore. But the squish is really nice. It's very doughy, like tough dough, but in a good way. I love squishing this one. I believe this is the Cafe Dn / Nick Sweets Donut. I love the size. I love the squish. The scent was very sweet, not really chocolatey, but I just love the design of this. It's so glossy on the top, but it has the bread texturing on the bottom. But it still has that glazed look to it. It's so nice. Eventually I might take the ball chain out just so it doesn't mess with it. This one I have had for the longest time. It's the Cafe Dn Croissant. But this is the second round where they first started making their squishies very slow rising. And I don't think I've ever taken this guy out of the bag. I need to buy more cellophane bags to repack some of my other squishies that I still have left. And then this guy will have its moment. But I've just always loved the design of this, that I don't care that it's not scented, I just love it. There's this Ibloom Choco cake, and as you can see, the bag has flaked off quite a bit. This was very fragile packaging. Look, I already did a mistake right there. But this is a squeeze toy. It's the kind that has the clay-like material on the inside. Super fun to squish though. This one needs a new bag as well. This is the New Angel Chocolate Cake by Premium, which is a Japanese brand. And these you'd mainly find in crane machines in Japan. So I had to go and buy this via auction. But I love it. I don't remember if this had a scent. I feel like it might, but I don't smell it right now. Next is this Jane chocolate bar. You may be reminded of the Mother Garden chocolate bar. In fact, I believe they probably use the same mold. It was very similar when I compared the two. But this one had a really nice scent. I apologize, my camera's freaking out about this one. But this one had a really nice scent. And it was just a unique squishy because I'd never heard of this brand before, so I had to go scouring Japanese websites to buy it. And unfortunately, I don't think Jane sells, at least easily, their squishies online anymore. I think you actually have to go in person to get their squishies now. But really nice squishy, would recommend. Next is this Ibloom Ayama Tokyo Croissant. And there was a couple round of these released. I got this from Japan as well. And it smelled so good. It still kind of has the scent. It was this very rich, chocolatey, coffee-ish smell. It smelled so good. The last time I smelled this, it did kind of still have it, but a little fainter. And I believe the shops eventually got to purchase this for their stores. So the average person was able to buy this, but I did buy one from Delightful Boutique and it did not smell the same. So I don't know what they did as far as scents, because I believe beforehand you had to get these from the crane machines. So something changed about their formula. I would recommend this if you can get your hands on the early version of it. Next, I'm still thinking if I want to keep this one, honestly, but the texture of it is just so nice. I've kept it this entire time. This is the Ibloom Mini Cheesecake chocolate version, and this had a very nice milk chocolate smell. And this is the milk chocolate version. There is another version that's just solid dark chocolate. This one's just so nice and slow rising though. This is one of my newest favorites because the smell is amazing. It's very similar to the smell of the croissant that I just showed y'all, in the sense that the chocolate smell is very rich and dark. It almost smells like coffee or burned coffee beans or something, which I personally do kind of like the smell of. But the contrast of the chocolate cake and then this white speckled top is awesome. The squish is amazing. It's just so slow rising and hollow feeling, very fluffy texture. And you can get it so flat. Look at that. I believe this was called an Ibloom tart or something like that. I'll have to double check. I can't remember. They've released so much stuff recently. Oh, here's a small one I missed. This is one of the peko-chan little, this one I can take out. These little buns, I guess. Very similar to this one, except this has that little plastic stuff. And this is all foam. They both have their benefits. I personally prefer this one, but this one was a nice surprise as well. Next I have one of the Marshmallow Cakes. This was originally created by an individual producer, like a person, but the design was stolen by multiple people. So I think Eric Squishies had a version, Joey Squishies had a version. I don't remember which version I have. It could easily be just a random brand from AliExpress or Banggood. I honestly don't remember, but these are so nice. So fluffy and airy and just soft. The paint they used is so soft. This really does feel like you're squishing a marshmallow. I would highly recommend. Smell wise, it had more of a just generic sweet smell than chocolate, but it was very good too. Next is this mousse bread, obviously chocolate version. And this one I actually printed out the cover or the flyer that they use to advertise these on their website and use that as a little insert, because just displaying this on its own, it was kind of ugly looking. It was just a clear box. So I felt this added a nice touch to it. The squishy itself is also amazing. It has the bready texture on the bottom and then this sticky stuff on the top. It's advertised as ASMR friendly, and I would highly agree with that. And it still smells really good. A sweeter chocolate scent, but very good. Highly recommend this one if you can find it. I'm not sure if anyone sells this one still. Down to the last few. Next is a favorite of mine actually. This is the Puni Maru Star Donut. They recently made some small versions of these, but I think I prefer my big one. Puni Maru chocolate scent is the worst thing I've ever smelled, but I really like the design of this one overall, and it's one of the few that I've squished a lot over the years, and yet there's hardly any defects on it. And the squish is just so nice. The particular type of paint that they used makes it to where it has a slightly sticky send off, I guess, when you squish it. Really nice. Would highly recommend if you can find it. Next I have this Picnic Harajuku Premium set of 3 buns. These are just neat because they just have that classic squishy look in the sense that the company was really trying hard to make it look like actual food without going too crazy with the design. So the buns themselves are just very simple. It's the packaging that really makes them pop. But for a squishy, I mean, they're really soft and just cute and simple. You could definitely buy a pack of these and use them as stress ball squishies. But they're really slow rising. And they have a very sweet kind of floral / perfumey smell. It smells pretty good. This is also one of my new favorite squishies, the Biscuit Bread. The packaging for it is huge, so I have to find a proper bag for it to repack it, but it's just so nice. It has a spongier texture to it, but also very soft, and the smell is amazing. I can smell it through the bag and it still smells great. A very natural chocolate smell. Just so soft and slow rising. If you can still find this, I would highly recommend it. If you can only get one chocolate squishy, I think this is your best bet. Just 3 left. This next one I'm not going to open, unfortunately, but this is the Mousse Pound Cake by Ibloom and Mousse, also Ayama Tokyo. There's so many different brands on this now. This is another one of their ASMR approved line, and it's really cute. I've kept it this whole time just because it is very cute and it does make for great ASMR. But I've just never felt too connected with it. I've been debating whether or not I should just sell it off. So maybe I'll make that decision after this video. But I do still have this, and it is a very good squishy. And it smells really good too. After that, I have the English Bread by Ayama Tokyo. This is the original. I really miss this very realistic bread packaging. I bought this used from Mercari. It's definitely more of an old school type of squish, slow risingness. It's not anything like these newer squishies that are just, they take forever to rise, but it's still very nice. I mainly bought this because I just really wanted it for my collection, and also I was interested to see if it still smelled. And it does actually still have a chocolate smell. It's not strong, but it's very good. As you can see, there are cracks. That was one of the downsides to this particular squishy that I saw a lot of people mention, is that it cracks very easily in these indentations. That's probably why I don't see many squishies nowadays have indentations this pronounced. It's just very easy for them to crack there and get defects. But I mean, this is definitely a squishy that you would have to squish. So there's that. And finally, the last squishy in my chocolate squishy collection is another Ibloom Loaf. This is the kind of updated version of this. They re-released this. It was not as squishy and the smell was okay. I was not impressed with this. The bread that they also introduced alongside it was this butter bread loaf, and there was a chocolate version. I did not buy this for the longest time, just because I wasn't interested in the design, and the design of the actual packaging was not as interesting compared to this more traditional bread design. But Delightful Boutique, I believe, had this on sale one day, and I decided to go for it, and oh my goodness, it is so soft. This is definitely a squishy I would recommend to have in your collection. Doesn't matter what flavor, just have it for the squish. It does still kind of have a scent, but it's very plasticky. So I have kept this in the package this entire time. I don't pull this one out to squish too much, so it could just be that I haven't aired it out properly, but it's just so soft. This is one that I keep around primarily for the texture. And that is it for my chocolate squishy collection. It only needs one or so bins depending on what squishies are inside, and I'm really proud of that. I'm honestly really proud with how much I've managed to downsize, despite having a love for all the squishies that I still own. Due to everything that's been going on and also personal things, I've been cutting back on buying and things like that, so I may not upload, but I figured I would do this since a couple people have asked for it in the past. I wish I could link y'all to where I got these, but unfortunately it's been so long that I will not be able to do that, but I hope you enjoyed anyway. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video.